Hey, everybody. You're listening to the Fake Book Club podcast, where we talk about everything from movies, music, life, and occasionally the books we're reading. Follow us wherever you find your podcasts. Hope you enjoy the show. I'm your host, Evelyn, and I'm here today with my co hosts, Whitney,
Yo.
Tessa,
Hello.
Sabrisha,
Hi.
and Chris.
Hi.
Well,
This is our season two finale. Woo! We made it through a whole other season. So
Yay.
exciting. Thank you all for listening to us. And just before the holidays or around the holidays, we're going to end it with some unpopular opinions. So we'll take it away right now with Tabrisha has an unpopular opinion that Android is better than Apple.
It is.
And
Mic drop. Mic drop.
It is. Yeah, mic drop.
honestly,
It is.
as an Apple user, I don't contest this.
There you go.
So
I think we've settled this debate once and for all.
and I just upgraded to the new Apple 17 Pro Max. I had an 11 from an 11 Pro. I was for sure living in the dark ages, but it was
Not a
going to be
sponsor.
it was going to be the 17 or it was going to be the Z Flip because I so want a flip phone.
Yes.
But every salesperson, and I'm sure it's like commission based and like they're gonna get more money on the commission of an iPhone or whatever. But it's just like every salesperson I spoke to, they're like, it's gonna crap out in like 2 years from the typical wear and tear of opening and closing the phone. And then they were like, um and then I did do my own research on it, like because it was between the Z Flip and the Motorola, but it's just more like the support after only not a couple, like the updates and stuff from comparing it. I was like, man, so we'll see. But I've not given up my dream of having a flip phone, but for right now, I'm happy with the phone that I have.
I was just gonna make a joke that like you're now much more updated than the Hongdae man, the typical
I
Hongdae
know,
man
I that's
with an iPhone 16 Pro Max that you must put your
bro.
phone number in.
I went to a concert the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and I made that joke. I was like, now I have a iPhone 17 Pro Max, and yes, I am
Were
open-minded.
you wearing a leather jacket when you said this?
No, what?
Man,
No,
Were you
I was
trying to
not.
pick up a girl when you said this?
Oh
No,
my
I was talking
God.
to like some like like some press photographers who were
ah,
taking photos of the show,
Amazing.
but caught the gist. So I don't doubt it. I think the Android is a pretty good phone. I used to have an Android. I took a break from Apple like years ago and I had like some type of Android phone. That I did like it. I'm not even gonna hold you, but I think it was ever since I up integrated into the Apple ecosystem, it's just easier to have everything the same. Because I have
But
a
Yeah.
you
Mac,
can't
I have a watch,
but
I
you
I
have
can
a
always
have
phone.
everything on the same
no, you can't.
with
It's
an
not the
Android.
same.
No, if it's the same product.
Right. And that's the only part where I'm like, I think Apple does do it right. It's because it's just one brand and it is a lot easier to like airdrop shit, to airdrop like different files over different platforms. Because if you have Android, you have to link it to Microsoft, and sometimes that
No,
does
you
not work
don't.
out the same. Yeah, you fucking do.
No, you
To do
don't.
the
You
same
don't
thing,
have to. You don't
right.
have to.
But then at that point, it's not it is so much easier to do it between different iPhones and like Apple products than it is between an Android, a Microsoft. God forbid you have Linux. That's
Okay,
why. That's the only
that's a
thing that I
whole
will say. No, it's wait, what happened?
no, that's a whole different issue.
No, but that's
Linux,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
but that's the only part where I'm like, sometimes I think that having the iPhone and the iPad and all that does make it better, especially like if you're doing something creatively, because it's a lot easier to like snap a photo, airdrop that to your iPad instead of like trying to set up a Bluetooth link.
No, I actually no, I understand what you're trying to say.
Hmm.
Cause like so as somebody who's like just learning to try to make content and I don't have like a lot of professional equipment, for example, I'm recording if I record a video on my iPhone, and I decide that I need the power of my iPad Pro, for example, to edit that, I can very easily get that get the footage from my iPhone into my iPad without because they're both like native systems, right?
Yeah.
If Chris was gonna try to do something with his phone and try to get it on his Microsoft like Surface, despite the fact that like he might have a connecting service in the middle, it's still harder to get that footage smoothly like and quickly.
Yeah, and plus they might not always be the same format, or like you
Exactly.
have to reformat something. Look, I personally love my Android.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get an iPhone. However, I've worked with enough people, like when I was doing the murals, where seeing them just kind of like drag and drop into like, from their phone, taking a photo of the wall with their phone, dragging that photo over to their iPad where they just immediately start sketching. I'm like, oh, that's so much easier than me trying to set up like what's called like having to use Microsoft OneDrive or something like that. It just is a simpler process because it's all the same system. However, I still would prefer my Android phone over an iPhone.
Yeah, I didn't
I
realize the
keep
power I
track.
had until like that, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
until you talked to me about this.
I think it's more like dealing with like what type of Android products that you have. Because I can't speak for, LG or Motorola. I can speak on
Those are
Samsung.
Androids though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
they are. But I can speak on my experience on Samsung, and I am a creative person, and I have no issue of sharing any of my stuff
Yeah, but it's not
across.
it really is
For
not
me,
the same.
it's I see no difference. Like I have my HP computer. It's an HP computer, and then it is connected to my Samsung and my Samsung phone. And any image that I take, like and anything that I create, an alert goes onto my computer saying, "Oh, we just see this. It's now available on your computer. It's now uploaded into your OneDrive." Yes,
Right.
it does um
Hmm.
prioritize OneDrive, but you don't have to have it. You can have it and also prioritize Google Drive
No,
because
but that's the point. You need a drive. iPhone, it does it natively because it's set up that way. Again,
but yes, you do need a drive. But I have heard countless times, especially from Whitney, who is an iPhone user, that her phone is like lacking space.
I would also like to
I
point
mean,
out
that's
Whitney
because I
did just
refuse
admit to
to.
having a decade-old phone.
I
So
have a I have an old ass. I had an old ass phone that
yeah,
I have
like
1 terabyte
there's a
of
difference.
storage now.
That's like someone working off of a
But and
Galaxy
I
A.
also don't do cloud. I mean, it's easy for I will say that I would still be a Windows person if
Absolutely.
Sony still made laptops.
Oh, Sony
If
Vios.
if
Yeah,
Sony still made laptops,
They do.
I would not
no, I think they stopped.
they
They
no
still make
they
phones. They still make laptops. They just
But
don't
I
sell
don't
them
think
here.
exactly.
exactly, Chris.
Well, all right, but that's not saying they don't make them.
Because I
Well,
can't. I
that's
look.
dependent.
I love a Sony Vio. I can't get a Sony Vio here. Like I can't get a Huawei phone. I would have got a fucking Huawei phone if I could have, because those are superior. But like, or what is it? The Chinese version of the 17. It's like starts with a V or something. And I was just like, they have and they have like a screen on the back of their phone. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's a whole other conversation about like technology in other countries. Because yes, I think because Samsung and like non-Apple tech is so prevalent in other countries, and the technology
Yeah.
just seems more advanced there, especially in like China. But because again, Huawei, have you seen a Huawei phone? It's
I've
amazing.
witnessed a Huawei phone, yes.
I want a Huawei phone so bad, but like because the market in America, you either an Android or an Apple, and it's either a Samsung or it's Apple or a Motorola. But like the
Yeah.
options just aren't as
Or
great.
Google phone.
Or I don't
Who the fuck is
fucking
buying a
I
Google phone?
Hey,
My
hey,
mom has
hey,
a
I
Google
have a
phone.
Pixel. I have a
I will
Pixel.
say,
Wait.
I'll tell
Whoa.
you
Is
what,
that
it's
is that the
cheap.
same Pixel phone that you had trouble with when we were in the UK?
Was that less than 2 years ago?
Yes.
Yes.
But
oh my
okay.
god.
Yes.
You're not making your case here.
Yeah,
No,
it is
Yeah.
really not.
No, I am
Yeah.
actually making the case for I can make the case for Apple actually to go again to play devil's
Oh.
advocate here.
Well,
But
I will say the only
So
reason I'm still on Apple like so consistently is because all of my family is on Apple. My first smartphone was an iPhone like literally like I think it was like the iPhone 3G or something like that. It was one of the earliest ones, and ever since then I just never left because my family like all stayed on that system, and now they're just stuck there, and I'm like, I am perfectly open to use like an Android or literally any other system as long as I have access to the same apps. But for now, like until like anything major changes in my life, I'm sticking to Apple.
yeah,
But
I think yeah. I again, I would totally go back to if Sony was making laptops available for me to purchase in the United States, because I think a couple gripes I have. The main gripe I have about connectivity from like I liked how not Apple. I like how Windows lets you do photos or like lets you drag and drop photos from your computer. Like I don't like what is it? The Apple version of the photo stuff.
Mhm.
Like I don't like that at all. It's just makes it unnecessarily hard, and I like to create my own folders and have it in like my picture folder, my documents folder. How you're allowed to kind of make your own
Heck
that
yeah.
way. So that is one thing I do miss and continue to miss, considering I've been like an Apple user for like 15 years now, but 15, 20 years for the most part. But I think, yeah,
There
I
is
think,
something about the organization in Apple that's kind of shitty.
yeah,
Like that's that's
uh,
that's the thing, because like I don't like how it organizes my photos, for example. Like
yeah,
I don't like the only good part about it is that it organizes it by date, and that's fully it. It organizing it by literally any other type of logic is just alien to Apple.
yeah.
well, I
But
will.
I've gotten one of those external photo drives, which is cool.
Yeah,
So that's kind of
Tesla's
how
got one
I've been
too.
like doing a lot of my photo transfers, because again, like I'm not paying for cloud and I'm not paying for
No, fuck iCloud. I'm so sorry. I
oh,
hate the
I
iCloud
never
Well,
use
system.
that. It's hilarious. And I'm not paying for drive either. So I'm like, so what I do is do some because obviously this is being recorded, so I can't actually say what I do. But
Understandable.
but yes,
Insert
I
bleep here, editor.
Yeah.
bleep bleep. So I bleep 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 for bleep bleep bleep, and then I download it to my device.
well,
That
here's the one advantage of that Pixel you guys all made fun of. It's unlimited storage. Unlimited cloud storage. There you go. Google.
nice.
well, yeah, but see,
It's
my
an
mom
ugly
has
phone,
It
Evelyn.
is
not
ugly. It is ugly.
it. My
The
mom
camera is
has,
terrible. The
yeah,
camera
it
is
is,
terrible.
and my mom has a Google Pixel phone, and the amount of frustration that she has towards this phone, that she's solely screaming at it. I tell my mom's like, thank you for doing this, because now I know what phone not to get when I have to upgrade my my
Oh,
phone.
Google cut half the division of the people working on the Pixel. So yeah, don't get a Pixel
Yeah,
from
I
now
believe
on.
it.
Yeah, no.
I
But
believe it.
the reason why, like, for me, Android, I feel like Android is better than Apple. It's not even just the phone itself, it is the software for me. I
Yes.
just feel like it's just much, it's cleaner, it's just much better, easier for me to use. Every time that someone comes to me with like with an iPhone, like at work, like say, "Oh, I need to do this." I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Who has an iPhone here? Because I cannot work this thing out." And it always frustrates me. I like want to like throw the iPhone towards the wall, which is ironic for me because like the first computer that I ever used in my life was a Mac, and then I moved over to PC, and I never looked back. I was like, oh, thank you God. So I think for me, it's like not only like the sleeker of like the construction of the phone. I do prefer Samsung, but I've had an LG and a Motorola phone. But it's just like Android for me. It's just better for me to sync a lot of my stuff, and just like some of the, and even though the frustrating part is a lot of the apps do take a lot longer to get updated, because for app developers, I've heard, and I know Evelyn has mentioned this a couple of times, that it to construct it around Android, it's a lot harder compared to working for the Apple OS. So that's
So
why Apple
much
OS
hard.
gets it like a lot quicker compared to Android. That's the frustrating part. But I feel like that's also a good thing, because there must be something in there that makes it like a little bit more secure than an Apple OS. But yeah, I just feel like with Android, it's more user friendly for me compared to um an Apple operating system for a
Which,
phone.
which is
It,
so
it,
funny because I'm like, well, I know how to use both devices because obviously, like with work, I use my work laptop is a Mac, but then like my office laptop or my office device is a Windows computer, and then like because
Um,
formerly working in the branches, again, it's that one person might have an Apple and one person might have an Android. So I've kind of like forced myself to figure it out if someone comes to me for help. But yeah, I think it's just wanting to have that knowledge to be helpful. But if you don't care, then that's also fine too.
which is also funny because there's one time like I for Whitney, I was using her computer at her office, and it was a Mac. And I went to Whitney's like, Whitney, how do you turn this thing off? I have no idea. Like, where's the power button on this thing?
You
You're
sound
like,
like an old lady.
well, I'm sorry. They put like they hit the power button on those Macs. Even though it's kind of funny because now with newer PCs they're doing the same thing. The power button's like underneath the monitor. We got new computers at work, and it took me a while to figure out where the power button
Are
was
they
for that
the
one
all-in
too.
ones?
I hate
The
those.
all-in-one PCs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
yeah.
those.
Mine is an
I actually
all-in-one
like
PC.
those.
Yeah, I do like
Oh,
it because I don't want that tall CPU
you know what? That's
power.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Oh
look, if
yeah, like
I'm
the desktop thing. Yeah.
yeah.
look, if I'm building a PC, yes, I want a big tower, but like for
Hmm.
a computer at a desk, yeah, give me the all-in-one monitor. It's nice. I also like that the camera just pops up from the top.
I know.
Ooh, kind of piggybacking on this on an unpopular opinion. Bring back CD drives. Bring back
CD
Yes.
drives,
Yes.
please. I mean, I had to buy
USB ports.
USB ports.
You have to make sure when you're buying a computer that it says it, like it
Yeah.
has USB ports. Because I make sure that it always says it, because I know they're building them without them, and I don't like them like that at all. Because
Yeah.
I agree, CD-ROM drives need to come back because you could put files on it, and you like are saving a lot of space on your computer.
I mean, I still buy
Why is Chris
CDs,
looking at me weird?
obviously.
No,
No,
because
no,
look,
like I still
if we
buy
were talking about
CDs.
file space,
Wait,
like file storage, USBs, what's it called, like a USB stick or an external hard drive, way
yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah. I
CD,
don't think
No, but they
we
can
don't
get
need to go
yeah,
back in time. We don't need
yeah.
to
no,
go
The
back
no,
in
CD,
time to
no, no.
use these
I
old
prefer.
technologies to save
USBs can
files.
get destroyed every if you keep
Well, so
pulling it
can
in and
your
out.
Look,
CDs. If you
Yes,
a
snap
of
CD
it in
is
course
a lot
I know
half.
easier to
CDs.
destroy.
I'm a librarian. Of course I know CDs can get destroyed too.
A
I
lot
could
easier.
scratch it like
Well,
that.
there
You know,
are
it's like super
there
simple.
are new solid state hard drives like because the solid state hard drives don't have a spinning disk inside anymore. They are more reliable and more long lasting to
Yeah.
store your data. I just got one. Like I'm happy with
Yeah,
it.
I
I
just
do
want to
miss
play
those things
movies
though.
on my PC again.
Yes,
That's all I want.
that's all he wants.
Yeah.
I
That's a
also
fair
just want
reason.
to I also just want to play my CDs as well. Like I have CD
Oh,
like
Oh yeah.
my for our listeners, I just discovered that my computer has a CD.
What?
Look,
What?
How long have you had
congratulations on
that
your
computer,
newfound
Fajita?
I
technology.
would like to
How long have
say
you had it?
See,
I
you
just
don't
want to
need it.
know.
You don't need it if you just found out you had it.
5 years.
damn. Well, look, I
See?
would like to say you can buy an external like CD player that like hooks up via
I bought
USB.
one, yeah.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
exist. They're fine, but like
I was
I do
wondering
miss
what this
having a
button was.
laptop with a CD player.
I was just wondering, what's this button here?
Oh my god. A live reaction from Tabrisha on this new discovery.
That's amazing.
That is crazy. I can't believe it.
Probably should move on to the
Okay.
next.
Sure. While Tabrisha processes this information. That's so wild. The next one, oh, this one is actually mine, and this might only be my opinion. It's okay to call the sport soccer in the USA. This is what we know it as. If you go up to the random person in the street, you show them a soccer ball, you'd be like, what sport is used with this? It's soccer. And that's all right. So it's only the rest of the world that really has a problem with this, since literally almost every other country calls it football, except for Australia, I heard. They also call it soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm fine with this. I don't think it's
Evelyn?
a big deal.
Australia
is
just wants
FIFA?
to be America, so that.
Yeah, that's true.
Australia's
But what
already
does
Florida. They're fine.
What does FIFA?
They're the Florida of the Pacific, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what?
Evelyn, what does FIFA stand for?
It's the Fédération Internationale de Football something.
Yeah,
In
football.
French.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
football. It
They
is
called
football.
it
Damn,
that.
I do agree with Evelyn though, because we are in the U.S.
We're in the U.S.
I do think
So?
it's fine.
Do as
We're
the
gonna-
Romans do.
So
Go up to any random person on the street and be like, oh, do you watch football? They're going to be like, yeah, Giants or Jets.
Yeah,
So here,
because in the
football
U.S.
is
it
NFL.
is how
Well-
it became known.
well, first of all, I would say American football to differentiate.
Not here.
No, yes, here I say
'Cause
American football.
Cut it short, say football. Everyone will know what you're talking about. NFL.
I really don't care if they know what I'm talking about. It is called American football because it's football everywhere else.
That's just
except for
rugby.
Australia.
That-
Yeah.
No, that's-
it
yeah,
did,
rugby
it did
is
spring
completely
out from
different.
rugby. It did spring out from rugby, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah,
But we
rugby
already
is different.
we were already playing football here as
That's
we
just
know it as
cricket.
NFL. So we're like,
Baseball is just cricket.
Like, I'm always gonna call it soccer. I don't really care.
yeah, I'm gonna call it. So, you know what? Language changes.
So
You know, we adapt. We change it
Context
up to
clues,
different
we're all
different
smart.
places. So soccer
And
it is. I'm gonna keep on calling it
Yeah,
soccer,
like,
even
look, if I'm
if I go
speaking in-
over there to the
Like,
UK.
look, if I'm
Well,
speaking in
they'll-
Spanish,
Well, I don't know
obviously
if
it
I'll
becomes
call
football.
it soccer if I abroad.
No,
but it's
because they wouldn't
definitely
know what I'm
soccer
talking.
here.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Right.
know what
No,
I'm
they'll-
talking
no, no,
about.
no,
So you
they'll
have to
know.
adapt to where you're at.
No, they'll know. They'll just know you're American or Australian.
Or Australian. Or Canadian. I think
God forbid.
Canada calls it soccer too. There you
I
go.
believe it.
I think
Our
so, too.
neighbors to the north.
But you know what? We could forgive Canada because
Can we?
Can we?
Really?
especially this year, Canada has dealt with a lot. Well, we've dealt with a lot. We're
I'm
not
about
gonna
to
get into
say,
that.
like, are we not living on the darkest of timelines right now?
We've both of us have dealt with a lot, so we could forgive Canada for that.
Oh my
Can
god.
we?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but
Okay.
But also, they do play like
Football
I think they do. No, I don't think they do.
in Canada?
No. No, I think no. It is
Soccer.
yeah, soccer. They do
It's
call it soccer.
Yay, see? There you go. 3 countries. 3 countries in the whole world call it soccer.
Out of
And
all
that's
the other
okay.
countries.
And that's
yeah,
okay.
You
It's
Wait,
feel-
hang
okay
on.
to
you feel
Australia,
good
different.
Canada, South Africa, and most of Ireland.
Oh, thank you, Ireland. There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay, well,
Go
Ireland-
You didn't deny my Irish brothers and sisters. Come on.
Ireland just doesn't want to call anything that, the UK calls.
And
football.
rightfully so.
That's fair. And I agree. And neither does the US. So there you go.
Yep.
US just wants, as my mother always says, like the US just wants to stand out from everyone else. That's why because she even says, why did they call it? It's not soccer.
Well, that's
It's
fair.
really-
You're where your mom comes
Wait,
from.
wait, wait.
Obviously,
We've
they
done
call
this
it football.
before. We found out that soccer originally comes from the British slang.
Yeah,
They
I
started
know.
this shit.
It does.
We just kept it.
So a
kept
lot
it.
of our
so
words
blame the
like,
British.
Yeah, we just blame
It
the British
is, actually. Yes, we can't blame the British
We continue
As we
to blame the
should.
British.
constantly.
for a
Oh my
lot of
God.
different things. To be
Okay.
honest.
Wow. We're getting into
Let's
like a
not
huge
let's not go there because I have a whole no, you don't want to go there.
yeah.
Anyway, we all came to the consensus that it's okay, so that's good.
No, you guys are in the consensus.
4 out of 5 of us agree. 4 out of
Yeah,
5 judges
exactly.
agree.
4 out of 5
Say
agree.
like
That's
it is
okay.
called football.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. So we
Uh,
can move on to the next point here by Whitney, which says your dogs and pets actually don't need to go everywhere with you.
This is stemming. So I agree. You do not need to bring your pets everywhere. I firmly believe that unless you have like unless it's a dog like a trained service animal, do not bring it into places, especially where food is being prepared. And this stems from seeing a man bring his child in a stroller with their dog into a sushi place yesterday where I was eating in Harlem. And no, they weren't eating outside because there was no outside seating. Plus, it was cold. I'm like, why are we bringing in a dog where sushi and food is being prepared?
I have a question.
Yes.
Was the dog in the stroller with the child?
No. It was on a leash.
Oh, okay. It was just free roaming then. Okay.
And then this morning I went to go grocery shopping to get like some last minute Thanksgiving stuff. And this girl and her mom, or these two girls with a labradoodle thing, were about to walk into the store. And mind you, the dog literally just finished using the bathroom and like wiping its paws. And so then you're walking, and then when you walk into the store, like when you walk into Wegmans or like most grocery stores, actually, like the layout is you're walking. The first thing you see when you walk into a grocery store in most cases is the produce section, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you're walking your dog who just pissed and shit into open food areas. And like, what was the reason that you could not just have left your dog at home or left the dog in the car with the windows cracked? And it's not like it's summer, so you probably didn't even have to have the windows cracked. Or, leave your dog at home.
What do you think about dogs on the subway?
I think as long as they're well behaved, it's fine. I know there was like this huge like social media dust up of this woman like going off on a guy whose dog was like in her space, but like that's also totally valid because they either need to be in a carrier or somewhere else. But not everyone has to obey the rules, or
Isn't
not
the
everyone.
rule technically supposed to be they have to be in a bag or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Paper
none of
bag? Yeah.
them are in bags unless they're like a terrier thing.
I think we see every day that people who ride anywhere on the MTA don't follow rules. So
Which
I
goes
mean,
into my next unpopular opinion. We need to have quiet cars and women only trains like they do in Japan. I'm just tired. I
I'm
am
for
ti-
it. For
I
it.
am tired of the overall inconsiderateness. I'm sure that's not a word, but I'm just tired of just general people just being inconsiderate in public spaces, but especially the train. And it's been so bad the since we reopened from from COVID, where
mhm.
it's like no one wants to wear headphones, everyone needs to be on FaceTime with the speaker on having a whole conversation, and it especially pisses me off when people do it on the express bus. I'm like, this is $7 and you need to be on the phone with someone the entire ride. Like, I don't ever want to talk to, unless it's my mother or my best friend. I hate talking on the phone in public anyway, so I know that's just a pet peeve of mine. But like, if you're gonna like, you have to talk the entire ride for what?
I
There's like
do.
absolutely
Yeah.
nothing you absolutely have to talk on the phone loudly.
There are literal signs on all transportation saying like no talking on the phone, no loud radio, no it's no eating. and all of these three are often being done at the exact same freaking
And
time
I mean, I am
on
guilty
any
of
of these
eating,
public
but
transit
like I don't
places.
leave trash. Like I am guilty of eating on the bus. I'm not, or on a train. Like I'm not gonna hold
Absolutely
you, but
not.
I
I do
also don't
not want
litter.
somebody randomly coughing and it just getting on my. Absolutely not.
Look, here's the
Yeah.
thing. This is
No,
my
I
this
don't
is my
like
bar.
eat. I have like chips or something.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah.
this is my bar. You have a candy bar on the train? That's fine. You have a little chippy chip? That's fine. A whole biryani on the train?
oh
No.
yeah, nah, bro. I've
I've seen
seen
people
that
like
too
eat
many
A sneaky
times.
little
Chinese food
pizza?
on the train.
Maybe I can forgive you if it's a good, like, if you do your proper fold, you know? But having a whole rice meal on the train is a no.
Yeah.
A sandwich, maybe, you know? Keep it in the wrapper.
I think
Yeah.
like I do agree with the quiet trains. Like Evelyn, I don't know if you remember when we were traveling, um the twice like we went to Manchester and to London, and the times we travel on those like commuter trains, they had a quiet car in there. There and
Wait, I
it
did not notice
yeah,
this.
you don't remember? There
Wait,
was like a quiet car.
we must not have been in it, or were we?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay, that's why.
because
Okay,
we wanted to talk.
yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, wait,
We
was I talking in a
bypassed it,
quiet
yeah.
car?
And there's a sign that says this is a quiet car. We do ask
Oh,
like you don't have any phone conversations. You need to have headphones on if you are playing music or anything like that. It's a complete quiet. And I don't know if it was in the there have been a couple
enforced.
there the times that I have been in the quiet car, a lot of the people follow the rules.
Oh,
I don't know if this is like an ongoing common practice, but the times I've been in there, people were pretty quiet. So I do agree. I feel like that should be instilled. I believe Metro North
I was gonna
is
say.
trying to have the same thing because there are a couple of cars that do have um the quiet car notification. I know definitely Amtrak does.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the
I
conductor
did
would
get in
say,
trouble for that, but in my defense, I didn't realize.
Oh,
I didn't realize it was a quiet
you didn't
car.
know.
And
Oh,
this
that's
yeah,
old
fair. That's fair.
woman, this old woman did call us out because I was with some friends coming from back from a concert in Philly, and this old woman did call us out. But mind you, her ass started eating and smacking her lips all mad loud, and all that's all you could hear. And I was like, "Oh, I thought this was the quiet car."
Oh,
Notice
stop
how
it.
and she ain't saying nothing. I was like, "Yeah," but that's just me being petty.
That's so funny.
but I do, yeah, I do agree with it would never be enforced because New York City
Not on
people
the
are so,
subway, no.
no,
No.
not
Yeah,
on
You
the
have to have
it's
subway.
too
somebody
chaotic.
enforcing it. And
Yeah,
also,
and
we can't do that during fucking rush hour.
Oh
no,
yeah, no.
people would be
Like,
screaming. It's like, why isn't this fucking train moving?
I don't even mean that.
Exactly.
Like, this is just so fucking crowded, man. Three
Yeah.
trains come by and they're all packed. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's the
ain't
thing.
no
In
way.
Tokyo, all the trains are packed. You don't hear a peep, especially in rush hour, which is pretty interesting.
That's a
I found.
societal thing, not
It's
I
a
a metro.
know
societal. It's
it
definitely
is.
a societal thing. What about the woman only part, Whitney, that you wrote there?
I mean, because people are creeps, and
That's true.
I'm just so over. No offense, Chris. I'm just tired of men
I'm
being
fine.
in safe spaces and it just being creeps and being the worst. But but
Tessa
yeah,
has a good one.
yeah. Chris is the only good one.
Oh my
And that's
god.
because he
That's too much
strictly belongs
pressure.
to Tessa.
But no, look, honestly, I agree. Like a woman only like train car would be good, but like again, you unfortunately can't do that during rush hour. So
Yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
say
it
the only addendum would be like late at night. You know
look,
what I mean?
Late at night, there has to be a woman
Yeah.
only car. It's so. I think that's the biggest risk, really.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
at night I
yeah.
think would be the best, yeah.
Well, yeah, but now you have like, I think again, it just all rolls into like the lack of consideration because now people are smoking and vaping in the
Oh
cars,
yeah.
which I'm just like, you are such a freaking fiend. And then we can move on to our other topics. But like, you are such a freaking fiend, like that you can't not smoke weed in this kind like crack, fine. Meth, even
Crack is
crackheads and
perfectly fine. You heard it here, folks.
like not fine, but like even a crackhead meth addict is like
They're just passed out in the corner.
Oh my
has-
God.
Exactly, has some couth about them.
Like they're
I
not
feel like.
actively doing it on the train. They're just passed out in the corner.
Dying.
Exactly.
I'm okay
But
with that.
meanwhile,
We're
fucking
ending
vaping.
2025 with fake book club endorses crack. More at 11.
That's all I heard, to be
That's,
honest. That's all I
yep.
heard.
Like it's just like, but you know, oh well, weed and vaping is not addictive, or it's better for, or it's not as bad for you. But then if you are not addicted, why are you doing it in this enclosed
You're
space?
like, why can't you wait until you
Why
get
can't
off
you
the
wait till you get off the
subway?
train,
Yeah.
or go in between the cars and smoke
like a
it?
civilized
Like
Oh,
why?
now I think now they lock them. They're
Yeah,
trying to
well,
lock
not
them.
on the 2 train, not yet,
Yeah.
because of those freaking subway surfers. Like.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
And that's a whole other
Oh,
conversation.
no.
But I've spoken my piece. The train in general just why take the bus, but now the bus is becoming the train because not
It
because
is.
of shenanigans. So now I'm like it's like how the Alamo used to be awesome, but now everyone's going to the Alamo and bringing their shitty
The
movie
draft house.
etiquette, the draft house.
It's
I
like,
know, when
their
she
the
said the
Alamo used to be
Alamo,
cool.
I
I was
was
like,
like-
wait.
the
In
movie
Texas?
theater, bringing their shitty movie etiquette with them from the bad theaters. But again,
Oh, I'm crying.
That's why, and
speaking
that's
my
like
speaking my piece on
that's
that.
one of the reasons why I don't like going to the movie theaters, because I don't want to have to art. Like when I saw Sinners the first time, that there was almost like a fight, and then they had to get some poor like teenager who's just working minimum wage to come in to break up the fight, and I'm like, this is why I don't come to the movies. But seeing the entirety of Sinners like rectify that, I was like, okay, this is a great movie. I don't care what happened. That little fight didn't happen, but yeah, I just don't. The movie etiquette has just really gone down
Yeah.
so badly.
You
And
would
then that's
think that
what I'm
for
talking
like every movie that tells you to turn off your phones, not talk, and like, be considerate of others, people would do it more, but they don't.
No, people can't read.
People can't hear either, apparently.
No.
And that's another issue.
Okay. All right.
Back to you, Evelyn.
Everyone's just in their own world, to be honest. Like, they don't care. No one cares. Anyways, we are moving on to a similar topic. It's previously strong opinions that you change your mind on. And I can start this one here. Wearing a band shirt just for the aesthetic. So when I was in my teens and 20s, like, your band shirt was your identity. Like, this is who you are. This is half my personality. And
Oh.
so if you're wearing that shirt, it's a big part of who you are. So I changed my mind on that a lot. Basically, I don't care. I think it's all right to wear a band shirt of something you've never heard of. Maybe it's something your dad is into or something, and you're just going around with the shirt. Or you just thought it looked cool. Like the Guns N' Roses logo looks really cool. So does AC/DC. But you might not even know a single song. And you know what? That's okay. It's not my problem. Before I made it my problem.
yeah.
Before
I
I
think
made
the
it my
only
problem.
thing I will say to that is like, I hope you at least know it's a band. Is the one thing I'll say to that. Like,
It's okay if they don't.
I think they
honestly.
should at least know it's a fucking band.
Yeah, because someone's gonna come up to them and ask them, it's like, "Oh my God, you're a Guns N' Roses fan," and you're looking at like, "Wait, what?"
They're like, I thought
What's-
this was a logo. I thought this was a design
Exactly.
company. I'm okay with that because you're still going around with a Guns N' Roses shirt. And I
All
think
right, but
it's
what if
cool.
they go like, "Oh, I thought this was Ed Hardy." Then what?
Yeah, the only person who would probably have a problem with that is Axl Rose himself, and I don't really care. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's all
fair.
right. It's all right. I mean, it looks good. I think it's even funnier to me if you don't know your band shirt. To be
At
honest,
that point, yeah, it's
Actually,
just
that's
it's
what-
just you being like, oh,
it's
that's
just really
really
fun. Like,
funny,
what? Like,
actually.
this isn't a company, a tattoo company or something like that. I was like, no, actually, but that's
At
fine.
that point,
That's
you
funny.
troll them. At that point, yeah, sure, it's a tattoo company. Tell
Yeah,
everybody.
I would. I would. I totally would. So
Oh,
are we all in agreement with that one? I guess,
I
or does
mean-
someone?
I think similar to you is like as I got older, it stopped mattering as much.
As somebody who slept in a band shirt last night, I'm good.
I mean,
Totally,
sometimes
totally.
you get like maybe you're given like a brand shirt like to someone and they're not, then the band that just like Tessa said, did they sleep in
It
it or
becomes the
it's
house
just like,
shirt.
yeah, exactly.
However, I would never wear a band shirt of a band that I didn't like. Like that's for sure.
That's
All
fair.
my
I
band
I
shirts I
will
got
never not be wearing.
from the shows I went to. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah, but
100% a fan of what I'm wearing. It's
yeah.
never not it.
I think that is the difference of like, if you're buying merch at a concert versus like the Regis said, somebody gives it to you as a gift. Like maybe it's like their favorite band, they give you the shirt because they liked it. They're like, hey, you know,
Oh no, I would
this
not
like Pink
wear it.
Floyd.
I would
Yeah.
not wear it. Like if someone, yeah, no way.
That's
Why?
what I'm saying.
It's
It
a
becomes a
free
house shirt.
t-shirt.
A
Yeah.
house shirt? No, I
Yeah.
give it to my mom. I
Or
just give
that.
it to someone.
Or
I give it to. I
that.
wouldn't wear it. I would honestly. I
I
would not
think
wear
Why?
it
Why?
Oh, it's
because
no.
I don't
Evelyn's talking
like
about a
it.
band specifically that she does not like.
Exactly, a band I don't like.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's
If you're
Oh,
different.
gonna
Yeah,
give me that shirt, be like, why am I wearing it? Like, I don't want
but
to wear
then
it.
why did your friend give you that shirt? That's like a
Exactly. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
no, that's
question
different.
to your
high
friendship.
key hate you is what basically they're like. Here's a
I will
band
say
that I know you
Or
don't
I'm
like,
trolling the hell
and
out
I'm
of you.
Yeah,
giving
Yeah.
it to
yeah.
you anyway.
I think what I'm taking away from this though is that like wearing a band shirt is no longer as tied to your freaking identity as it used to be. And that's
Yeah,
No.
fine. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's kind of like yeah, it is just allowing like something like that to just be like such a core part of your identity now rings very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know if it's different amongst because like a lot of these shirts, I don't know what it is, but it could be that like the trademark of it is like open because you can see a Def Leppard shirt in literally every like one of those like Target or any of those kind of
Mm.
stores, like a
Yeah.
department store. So I think it's
Um
like something where it's just like free use or something like it. I'm not
no, I
entirely
just
sure.
remembered something. Do you
Mm.
remember that point in time, like a couple of years ago, when I believe the Kardashians put their faces on top of band shirts?
What?
And
No,
yeah,
I don't
No.
remember
oh my, I
this.
think I don't remember if it was the Kardashians. I think it might have been Kylie Jenner and someone else.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah, very specifically, they put their like photographs on top of band shirts, and they got flack for that, and rightfully so because like it was very much like. These were big band shirts too, like the Guns N' Roses and like
Like the
Well,
remote.
so instead of like the skulls, it would be her face on like a
no,
Guns N'
she would
Roses.
literally put their faces on top of it like it was like an overlay.
Oh
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
wow!
And they did get a lot of flack for it. I think they took them down eventually, but like I that's what I remembering. That was a huge deal a couple years ago.
No, so what I was gonna say though was like, in regards to how many of these shirts show up at like a Target or like
Hmm.
Conway, Old Navy,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I think it's more of like the record companies themselves, just kind of like, or whoever handles merchandising, just
Hmm.
being like, print out the shirts, sell them. The band gets like a 2% cutback. The record company gets like another percentage, and the store keeps whatever's left. So I think it's more to do with like whoever owns the merchandising rights. It might not even be the bands themselves, like unless somebody tells them, like, "Hey, I saw like your shirt in Old Navy for like $2."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Mm,
hope the band gets some cut of that, because it would
yeah,
be
that's
kind of
yeah. I hope
sad,
so.
if,
so
some
I
Well,
found
big
I
retailer. Yeah, go
I
for it.
found the article with regards to like what happened. Kendall and Kylie Jenner superimposed their faces and logo over images of musicians such as Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., and Kiss, and
Oh,
they withdrew the shirts from sale. They were priced at $125.
Jesus.
oh my God.
Yeah, they eventually they were like, we're huge fans of their music. It was not our intention to disrespect these cultural icons in any way, and they were pulled from retail, and all images were removed.
then why
So
didn't you
it
ask
was
them?
terrible. It was incredibly like a huge
Yeah,
problem.
that's
The
Yeah.
audacity.
And then I looked up like a Kiss
2017 this
t
happened.
oh, wow. I looked up like a Kiss t-shirt on Walmart and one it's sold by American Classics, but it is an officially licensed product from the Kiss band.
Oh,
So
Kiss is very proprietary with their
yeah,
logo. Like they are making bank on everything because
Yeah.
they're good. They're shrewd businessmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do
Which
want
was
to
insane.
very quickly interject because it's kind of fits into like a t-shirt, the t-shirt like loyalty or band loyalty there. So obviously in the K-pop community, not so much the t-shirts, but most K-pop groups have a light stick, and there's a huge like discourse, not huge discourse, but there is like a discourse where whether or not you think like people think it's okay to bring another group's light stick to a different group's concert. And there's a gag with one of my favorite groups is NCT, and so the gag is you're always going to find an NCT light stick in the crowd of whatever concert you're going to. If you ever see a giant neon green light in a concert, it's a neobong, just let you all know. But like my thought and opinion is, one, light sticks are expensive. They can run between like 65 and like $90 depending on the group,
Crazy.
which is insane. But hey, if your lights ever turn out, if the power in your apartment or in your house ever goes off, use a light stick because it's
Forgotten about
as
light
bright as
stick
Times
concert.
Square. I promise you, it's like your own little Times Square in your house. But but I'm of the opinion that like bring whatever freaking light stick you freaking want, because it's about like the experience. And again, depending on the popularity of the group or like the shipping, even before tariffs, like wherever it is you were getting from, it wasn't always a guarantee
I
that
do.
you could get the light stick in time, even if you wanted it. So it's just like and it's also a money thing because you just dropped like at minimum 150 $200 on a concert
Oh
ticket,
wow.
and then for a K-pop group you got to get there. If you're not local, then you have to like maybe again, if you're not local, find somewhere to freaking stay for at least a night, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and then you want to get the merch when you get there. So it's like, well, if you want to sacrifice not spending, you know, that money for a light stick, there's no reason why you can't bring it. But again, that's of my opinion. As long as you're respectful to the artist and you're having a good time,
I have
the
a question
only
about the light sticks.
okay, I will answer that. Just let me wrap
Yeah,
this
go
up
ahead.
really quickly. The only thing you're missing out on by not having like that particular light stick for that particular show is the fact that it's tied to the concert experience. So like they change the lights in your light stick will change as like the lights in the show change, like the soundboard and like the mix board, that area, and then like the lighting crew, like that's all tied together. So the lights and the light stick match the lighting on the stage and the presentation. So like you are missing out on that experience a tiny bit, but like as long as you're not being a nuisance with your light stick, I don't really care what light stick you bring to the show. Tessa, what is your question?
So I was gonna ask, like, so with these light sticks, I had to. I my biggest question was, is it only like one light stick design per band, or does every concert have like a custom like light stick for like the tour that they're on? Like for example, let's say if NCT had a tour in 2025 and then there was a tour maybe in 2023, would the light stick be different from 2023 to 2025?
Technically, yes. So
Oh.
so this is my thing. Like a
So they're
more
collectible too.
yeah, it's merch, right? But the thing, it's not necessarily tied to a tour, but there are groups that have different versions of light sticks. So like if you're an NCT fan, there's technically they used to have two light sticks. One
Mm.
was for like all of the entire NCT unit, which is 26 members. I'm not going to go into that right
Yep.
now. And then there was one that was specifically for one of the subunits, which was Wavy, because they're like China, they're based out of China.
Oh, that's funny.
And
Okay.
so now they've upped they've changed the design of the light stick, of their particular light stick. So now it's one light stick, but there's certain faces where you can that are dedicated to different units. So I have a 127 light stick, but there's like a face plate. I'll after
That's so
we're done
funny.
recording, I'll show you the difference. But like, there's a face plate
But
that you would have to buy, and unfortunately, because capitalism and greed from the record company, you can't just buy the face plate and switch it out. You would have to kind of force you to buy like a whole different light stick, but
that's
no one's
wild.
doing that. But
No.
then if you're a 17 fan, they're on their third version, kind of
Oh my god.
three or fourth version of a light stick. And I bought the third one because it's like iridescent. It's like a black iridescent, but because they recently hit their 10th anniversary, they kind of redid that one to match like the fandom colors, which is like a cotton candy pink and blue
So funny.
ombre thing. So, and yeah, and again, some groups do have re-releases or like a updated version of their light stick if it corresponds with a tour, but not that isn't always the case. Like, we're not always, there isn't a guarantee that there's always going to be a new light stick. It just happens to coincide with a new tour because, you know, you can buy it at the venue. But n- yes and no, that you
Oh my
get
god.
like an updated light stick every tour. The
Okay.
It's just coincidence that there is a new light stick and they happen to be going on tour. But
Okay.
like ATEEZ has been here twice, but they've only had like one light stick change.
That's funny though. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
It does make more sense because I did think that like it did almost I'm not very in the K-pop space, but it did feel crazy to me that it feels like almost every time someone shows up with their light stick, it's always a different one. So that's why I was like, is this
Yeah.
yeah. But that
But
answers my question though.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it just depends on the popularity of the group because a lot of, and some of the changes are just very minuscule,
Yeah.
or like this didn't need an upgrade, or it's just like, oh man, I wish I'd got the first version because the second version is ass. But yeah, it's very much dependent upon the popularity of the group, and like the tour just happens to coincide with the timing with
Okay.
that. But
Wow.
yes, back to changed opinions.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was under the impression that you bought those at the tour. Like you had
You
to buy
could,
it's
but
so, but you can buy it in advance.
yeah.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like I feel like this is specifically for this concert, so like you have to buy it here. Like why else would you get it anywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Moving on. The next one is one that I wrote, which is about questionable grammar and bad spelling in a fanfic. And this is one where I had a 180 on because previously, if I would see a word misspelled or something just like not quite right in the sentence structure, I'd be like, well, I don't need to read this. There's so many other fanfics. I can just switch out, you know, like I don't need this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I really don't care. Like I see, like
Yeah.
it's almost better that I see a misspelling or bad grammar because one, I know it's not AI, and then the other thing is that if it's like a rare pair or anything like that, I'll take what I can get. You know, it's this is
Yeah.
just someone doing it on the side as a hobby. It's not something you're getting paid for. So who cares? Go wild, you know?
Yeah,
And
it's
also, it's English might not be their first language, as they like
Right.
say in their
yes.
comments. So I
Oh
do
yeah,
also want to give some grace to that as well.
Yeah, I also
100%.
have this. I used to have this opinion too, where it's like, I think I used to really have this like hard opinion of like, if you're putting shit out online, you should at least have the good grace to like kind of educate yourself on like what the correct like way of putting shit out online is. Now I'm just like, nah, fuck it, like I will mentally filter your error and like enjoy my experience as intended. Like that's what like that at this point it is a vibe. Like the fanfic is a vibe and I'm riding it, and this is fine.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know why I was so militant about it before. Like I would see one misspelling in the first paragraph and I'd close the tab. I said, no, this
There
person
was
didn't
a
spend
huge
any time doing this editing or anything like
I
that.
would say when I was coming online in like the 2000s and the 2010s, like I think more in the 2000s than it was the 2010s, there was a huge wave against it. Like you were very it was very much like there are no Mary Sues. There
Oh.
you must spell check your shit and you must like it's like be respectful of of the canon and whatever. And now I'm
Oh,
just like no
right.
one cares. No one cares.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the content, I would be like, oh, this is ridiculous. Why are you doing this?
It
Everything's
is
sunshine and rainbows. No, no, I don't want that. Now it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've certainly loosened up about it. I think it's so wild because like sometimes you're just a teenager putting out the thing that you want to put out online, and it's not gonna be great because you probably don't have enough experience writing, or you just wanted to share like something that was in your brain that you didn't fully flesh out, and you didn't care that it wasn't fully fleshed out, and like it's fine. Like people have the free the ultimate thing that I have to remember about fanfic is like this person didn't have to put it out. This person chose to share it with other people. And it's not on anyone else to tell them what they can or can't put out. Like it's fine. Like fanfic is fanfic. No one's profiting off of it. No one's like no one is no one should be on anyone's ass for what they put out there. It's fine.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
totally agree. Yeah.
Can I just sorry, go
No, no, I was just going to say, like, along that vein, like, it doesn't even make sense to me for someone to actually write constructive criticism as a comment to a fic. Like, it just,
They
who
didn't ask
cares?
for it.
pre-established
Unless
characters.
they
Like you
ask,
should
unless they
know the
ask
lore
for it.
already. Like you should know these people. Like yeah, what's the criticism? Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
no, no, the criticism will be like about like, oh, this character should have been like this or whatever. Like, they didn't like, oh, that was kind of out of character. Like, who cares? Whatever, it doesn't make a difference.
My thing also is that like if you're not seeing what you want out there, you should make it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's like a always a creation of fanfic. I
Mhm.
never, I've read a lot of fanfic, and yeah, I've seen um like
Was
grammar
it
mistakes.
Sherlock fanfic?
No, it was like Smallville or
Oh yeah.
Roswell, or there was another one. Can't even think
Somebody
of.
say
That's
um,
Smallville.
That's 911. Is it
That's
not?
no,
but
that's
no,
Smallville.
that's
Yeah.
Smallville.
that's
That's the theme
Smallville.
song.
I don't know Smallville.
Oh my
Actually no, correction.
god.
I know of it. I've just never watched it. So
Oh
Mhm.
my god, you're missing it out. That was like the best.
Only from
Best.
like the first 2, 3 seasons.
Oi! Wait. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Wait, no,
We
wait.
don't have time to go into
Four.
unpopular opinions about
So
superhero TV
one,
shows.
2, 3, 4, 5. Six was, yeah, six was not great. Six was not great because of the writer's strike. No,
I forgot that
actually, no.
happened.
Um, yeah, six was not, yeah, because they had to cut it short. Seven
dang.
improved a little bit, but no, seven was not that great. Eight improved a little bit. Nine was also, they started out strong and they like laid off, and then they ended strong. And 10 was it was really good, but it wasn't as great as the beginning season. So yeah, they
So
were
yeah,
hit and
the first 3
misses.
seasons.
I said
Wow. I
no, I said
Okay,
four
fine. The
seasons.
first 4 seasons.
I said the first 4 seasons was great.
I'm dying.
But aside from that, with the like the grammar and the grammar mistakes that you see, yeah, I saw them. I didn't really care because it's like you said, it's fanfic. So like a dissertation or anything like that. But you just thought like, eventually as they kept writing and they improved, they would eventually see the mistakes. But again, you're not a teacher, so that's on them
Right.
to see that, and it's not published work. So who
Well, they might pull to publish. Again, a conversation for another day.
well,
Yeah.
if they're gonna go on the like in the trajectory of like 50 Shades of Grey or um the love hypothesis, where
It's
how it
the
started off as fanfic and then it went into a published work, then yeah, they have to pick up like on the mistakes. But again, you as
the
a reader, not
pipeline
a
is more
professional editor.
complicated than it sounds to most people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and most people don't realize it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I just quickly say that I got so I subscribe to Kindle Unlimited for like my shitty romance books that you're not gonna find in Barnes and Noble or at the library, and with good reason, obviously. But I totally got by an AI book, and I'm just so
Oh my
What?
God.
mad. I'm so mad, and
What
that
gave it away?
it like the repetitiveness, and then like other people like like reading the reviews, other people were like, this was definitely written by AI, but and a lot of the plot didn't make sense. And plus, it was like the quickness in which they were being published, if that makes sense too.
Mm,
Like, there's no way you wrote 5 books in like 2 months. You know what I mean?
Jesus. I
But
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I came across an AI fanfic once, but I could tell like by the like first and the first chapter and then beginning of second chapter, I was like, no, this is totally AI. And they say they're allowed to post it, like that's a thing. They can't, they don't
And you shouldn't be allowed
disallow
to.
it.
The we can go into that in another episode, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's stuff all over about that.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we can definitely save that for another time. Okay, moving on. We have subs versus dubs. The
Oh
previous
my God.
opinion was subs are superior. Current, they're actually not that bad. Tessa.
Yeah, this is oh my gosh. And this is this is an opinion I held for like a long time, like way back in the way back. Because I did get into anime like and manga around like the 2000s when it was getting it was like ramping up. And a very popular argument during that time was like you were either a watcher of subtitles, the original language with subtitles, subs, or you would watch the dubbed localized version. And I think for a long period of time the dubs were not very good, or not as good as they are now. And and watching subs made you superior because for reasons. And I used to also be very adamant that you should watch subs. Now I've come around and like actually localization is a very important art, and and it's a lot of hard work. And it is it's I appreciate the effort of people who do localization now more than ever, because despite the fact that I've studied a little bit Japanese for 3 years in college, and like have like dug into it a little more as I learn more about like folklore and culture and other things. And that gives me the context for what the original Japanese is trying to do. Nowadays most people don't do that, or probably don't have the time to do that, or maybe not even the interest to do that. Localization like does the work of making a joke that was in original Japanese, not not a direct translation of the joke, but a joke that will land with the audience it's translating for. So I actually deeply appreciate that now, even if it's not an accurate translation. I think there used to be a fight that like an accurate or literal translation was more superior than a localized translation. I appreciate the localized translation more now because it's a creative effort to make a joke land in a way that an audience will appreciate.
Do you
That's really what it
prefer
is for me.
do you prefer to watch one over the other? It doesn't matter.
I still do appreciate I still do like watching subs because like I like to know the original context. But I still see like the translation work like as being very important. And I think like a lot of like voice acting currently is actually like a lot better than it used to be. But like again, like I actually say subs are not that sorry, dubs are not that bad. Like I would still I've watched dubs like recently when I need an extra brain cell. When I need to keep an extra brain cell, so I'm just like, this is fine actually. Like I've come from the position of like dubs suck and you should never watch a dub ever, to dubs are fine actually. You can I appreciate a show even with a dub. Like that's fine.
I
I've
think
it was a long time coming around because even now I still watch a subtitle. Like hello, like I have the skills to read the subtitle across the screen very quickly. That's fine. But dubs are fine. Dubs are great. Like the efforts of localization teams like should actually be rewarded and be lauded. It's good.
I
The thing I will say that the thing that did turn me around on this appropriately is the fact that the localization of the Ace Attorney video games is excellent despite not being accurate and direct, because Japanese jokes don't hit the same as American jokes. And here's the thing, I will never know because I can't play the game in Japanese. The Japanese game is like has words I will never understand. But the puns in English are fun. The jokes in English are hilarious, and they've written it in a way that's like that makes sense to like somebody playing like the murder mystery that's going on. So I'm like, that's what actually turned me around on like localization. It's hilarious.
I also think it's just what you got introduced to first, because I
Mm.
think a lot of people's first interaction with anime was a dub. Like Escaflowne and Eureka 7 are two of my favorite animes, and I prefer the dub, but I also like I love the art of voice acting in general, like both dub and
Yeah.
sub, and I think we've come a long way from like the speed racer, like, or the
And I will
speed
still fight
racer
for
of it
Speed
all,
Racer.
where it's just like the moms are just flapping, but like what you're saying is different, obviously different. So I think even in the 90s, again, when like Escaflowne came out, or Inuyasha for that matter. So like I've got introduced to like anime from like what Fox Kids when they were doing
Oh yeah.
like Yu-Gi-Oh or
Digimon.
Digimon, and then again, and then with Toonami for Adult Swim, where they were doing like Bleach and Naruto. So, but now I'm just like, yeah, I do like sub, and I definitely can't do dub, especially if it's like live action dub. I can't do it. It's the worst. The
Is
voices
it
are
too jarring
horrible.
for you? Is that why?
Yeah, because it's just like you're talking over real people
Yeah.
versus like for the dub. But
I've
I I,
watched a
I
Jackie
like
Chan
both.
dub and it's hilarious.
I prefer I prefer watching sub over dub. It does depend on the person who's the voice actor for the dub. And I've like seen really good ones. And I've also like what you said, like from Speed Racer and all those, you see really, really bad ones. I just like for and as a librarian you would show like when we used to show anime in the library, you try to introduce like the sub to them. First, they don't want to read the subtitles because they're like, why am I reading the words at the bottom? And then two, they're like, what language they're speaking. I think for younger people, they don't realize that anime comes originally comes from Japan or another country, and I think that like that's why I think I like pushing stuff is like to let them know like this is the origin. It's not from here. It is from somewhere else. It isn't from another country, and to get like the full context of it, and they don't really understand that. So that's why I prefer sub over dub. But I do see the benefits of it because you do get really great voice actors who
Mhm.
still portray um the characters in the way that it's still like very intriguing for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the way that I kind of fall into this is more I started watching anime when it was dubbed, like Whitney said, Cartoon Network, Fox Kids. And then as I got older, I was like, no, subs are clearly better because this is the original language, this is the way it's meant to be. However, I will say, if you have an interest in anime, if you have an interest in manga, you're obviously also going to start doing other research into the culture, which makes a lot of those jokes make a lot more sense than somebody who's just watching it for the first time. Which also, I think what Tessa said was true. With localization, if it's done well, they make kind of like new jokes or new puns that kind of fit the same idea or the same like pacing of the show of what you're watching,
Mm-hmm.
which makes a huge difference.
It's a creative choice too. That's like difficult. That's difficult if you're not used to writing in the language of like the language you're dubbing into.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, like one of the more famous examples was Pokemon and Brock's Jelly Donuts, which were actually onigiris. Like
Yeah.
you get bad ones, but and I was talking to Tessa about this earlier. I've seen Dragon Ball Z in 3 different languages. I prefer the English. The Spanish is fine. I cannot watch Dragon Ball Z in Japanese because they never change Goku's voice actress, which means that you get a very high pitched kind of voice coming out of a man that looks like he should be speaking in like a really, really deep octave. And it's just so jarring to me that I'm just like, I cannot watch this.
I would
And in Spanish, it just
100%
sounds
agree there.
What's up?
I would 100% agree because I like all of the voice actors for like Piccolo. Like he just does it. His American dub is to me better than uh the Japanese one
Yeah,
to
and
me.
I think it goes back to like like kind of finding a voice that fits what you would assume the role is, instead of just always matching it to what it sounds like in Japanese. Because I mean, Cowboy Bebop is another one where it's like famous for its English dub
Yeah.
to the point that like it is, I believe, preferred over the Japanese, which I think they sound similar enough that you could watch either or. To be honest,
Well,
I
I
heard
love Steve Bloom, so I
yeah,
will always be like some. But Junichiro Shin, I
Shinichiro Watanabe.
mhm.
yes, Shinichiro Watanabe. Yeah, he's just amazing. Him and the one that does Light and Ichigo.
And
Like,
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about the voice
the
actor?
voice actors,
yeah,
yeah.
the
Because
yeah the
Shinichiro
Japanese
Watanabe is
one.
the director. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Who's the?
Um, I think what do you call this? The if you're talking about the voice actor for Light Yagami, or no?
I meant the voice actor for Spike, but
For
It's
Spike?
Koichi Yamadera.
What?
yes,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
he's
that's cool.
Hmm.
Koichi
great.
Okay, that's a voice actor I have not like really encountered. I know the other voice actors from the 2000s.
But yeah, I think he's great. But yeah, Steve Bloom, Johnny Young Bosch, Crispin Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're excellent.
They're like, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn to me are just
Hmm.
like quintessential. Who is now married to Steve Bloom, which is funny to me.
What?
Uh, and like to me, those are like my formative anime dub voice actors. So it's like as long as if it has one of them in it, like I'm 100% going to be there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. There are like a lot of excellent like voice actors like here now that I've learned to recognize. I did
And
not before.
diverse. We have black voice actors now. Like
Yes.
I mean, there's only like 3 of them that are really prominent, but like that's 3 more than we had like 10 years ago.
Times are
Look,
changing.
my brain only like can say Phil Lamar. That's the only one I got.
No,
Your brain can
I
only
meant anime
I
voice
know, but that's
actor.
what I'm saying. Like voice actor in general, I'm just like Phil Lamar. That's it.
the only voice you know.
The only voice I will
You
recognize.
can't forget Cree Summer, who's
Cree Summers,
Three
that's
Summer is
true. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, no, I've again, I've completely turned around. Like it's for with a greater appreciation for like localization work. That's really what I've come around to. Because like because I did also used to criticize a manga translation if it wasn't a direct translation, and I'm like, that's not the case
No.
anymore. A localized effort is very, very good, and I will not
Disparage it.
I will not disparage it. However, I miss translators notes. Bring them
Yes.
back.
Fan translations.
Give me a translator note. Uh, Give me a translator note that fills the entire screen. I think it's funny.
There you go. Yeah, no, I agree, to be honest. I'm lax with it either way. Like I'll watch something subbed and I don't mind hearing the dub. It's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one, it's about art. We have some more art. Oil paints are not necessarily better than acrylic paints. Chris.
All right, so this actually is something that I was an opinion that I had when I first started kind of doing paintings. And also something that got reinforced when I was working in Blick Art Materials. And basically it was the idea that something that was made in oil paint was more valuable than something that's made in acrylic. And this is this comes down to like, well, oil paints are more expensive. Acrylics are seen as like a cheaper medium or like a kid's medium. And as I started working in the art materials store, I came to find out that that's not necessarily true. And just as with all things, depending on how you use a medium is really what will make that medium work. Because especially while I was working there, they started making golden slow dry acrylics, which would mimic the pacing of oil paints. So like a lot of people I found out, especially older oil painters, uh, could no longer paint with oils because of the chemicals that used to be in oil paints. So a lot of like the older generation, they would be like, "Oh, I can't paint in oils anymore because it actually like started affecting my lungs. I have allergic reactions to them now." And so with the introduction of mediums to acrylic paints, you can mimic what oil paints do. And so I'm just like, oh, well then in that case for like, $20 less, I can make my painting look like an oil painting with acrylic. And it's not going to make a big difference. And nobody will know unless I tell them. Because that was something else that I discovered when I started painting with oils. A lot of times like my fellow students or like sometimes even professors would just comment that a lot of my oil paintings look like I'm working with watercolors. So it that notion was something that was just stuck in my brain because you go to the Met, all you see are oil paintings, unless you go to the like more modern or contemporary wings where like it's mixed media, which has just everything in there. So
So,
mhm.
what about longevity, I guess? I guess with these new acrylic paints, are they going to last the way oil paints do?
Yeah, because as with oil paints, so oil paints actually don't last that long by themselves. The only reason that they last long, there's a couple of reasons. One, because they're made with like with oil, with like linseed oil or some other kind of like solvent-based oil, they take forever to dry. So as long as they're stored properly, even if you don't varnish them, they do tend to last for a pretty decent time. If you varnish it, it lasts longer and it keeps the colors fresh. Acrylics don't actually need that. With acrylics, as long as they're not in sunlight, they will actually last a pretty a long time. But they also do have varnish that you can slap on top of it. What makes acrylic even like a step further is that you can put them under a glass like frame. Oil paintings, you can do that. You just have to be very careful. You have to be very knowledgeable of how you're doing it, what type of glass, what conditions they're stored in. And again, you have to make sure that the oil paint is fully 100% dried. Acrylics, because they dry a lot quicker, you can just put them into a glass frame and that will protect them as well. So a lot of the things also is storage wise is what makes the bigger difference. Oil paints stay flexible, acrylics don't. So you can't roll up acrylic paintings like you would with oil paints. Again, this is all to say that both of them end up having their own strengths and weaknesses, We just tend to attribute more value to oil paintings because of the tradition they have.
Yeah,
And yeah.
I think starting, well, I took some painting classes in college, and because oil paints were so flexible, it's like you can make a mistake, that's okay. We put like, get some
Mhm.
turpentine, just like rub it
Just rub
away.
it off.
Or if you're still working over it, you can just layer after layer and it's fine. It's pretty
Hmm.
flexible that way. So I actually never worked with acrylics because of that, because
So
of the
acrylics
reputation of oil
of
paints.
oil, yeah. But
Yeah.
acrylics, actually, you can let it dry. You can let a mistake dry and then just completely paint over it in like one or two layers,
Mm.
which is a lot, which contributes to it being a faster medium to work with than with oils. Uh,
Uh,
hmm So
does it
yeah,
No, I'm curious if it has like a certain, does it have a smell? Does it smell like the way oil paints do?
no, and it does have like a little bit of like a
Interesting.
latexy smell to it, like a latex smell to it,
Yeah.
but it's not. It doesn't have that strong oil smell, like that strong turpentine smell. Plus, you don't have to use turpentine. You can.
Yep.
There are different like mediums that you can mix with it to dilute it or like to change the consistency of it. But you could also just water it down with water, which makes
Yeah.
it a little bit easier to teach like in classes. So you can use it if you're not using like the cheap acrylic paints that like Crayola puts out. You can also just use regular acrylic paints, water it down with a little bit of water, and students are able to use it without worrying about any sort of toxicity unless they start eating it.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't eat.
let's
Yeah.
not eat it though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's like, yeah, that's
Look, the amount of times that I've
tempura.
had paint show up on my hands randomly and then not realize it as I go to take a bite of something is insane. So sometimes it's not on purpose.
Yeah,
Did
I
you?
would.
When I was in high school, they first gave us oil, but I think it was because it was just so expensive, and then we had to use turpentine to clean the brushes. I think then they moved on to in their next art class they moved on to acrylic because it was just much easier
Hmm.
Because
to
it's
use, and
water
it's
based.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's water
water
based.
based. Yeah,
It's a lot
and you
easier to
didn't have to.
clean.
Yep. Yeah,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I
then
like. Oh,
oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go
No,
ahead.
you can. You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a huge like oil pastels person. So I guess is that still like a better medium than like I mean I have no frame of reference, right? Huge oil pastels, but haven't worked with like oil paint per se. So I guess is it the same concept or like if you fuck up or
Mm,
it's just more different
yes,
or
but
it's
no.
just different.
Yeah, yes and no, because it's just like it's like crayons,
Yeah, it's like
but
fancy chalk crayon.
yeah, but it's like you kind and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. It's like you're mixing it, and it's like it looks so much clearer and kind of better, like better compared to crayons on
Oh yeah.
paper.
Well, I mean, crayons are wax based, which
Yeah.
obviously changes the consistency. Oil pastels, because they are made with the same material as oil paints, you're essentially just using oil paint in a bar form, which has an extra emulsifier that allows it to like smooth down, like to use it smoothly onto the canvas, paper, whatever you're using with it.
Yeah.
The big difference with oil like pastels, because you also have stuff like was it like water based pastels.
Mm-hmm.
You also have like the old like Comte crayons, which are just like compressed like graphite and charcoal mixed together. Um, they're all of these mediums are meant to be used like really quickly to do sketches on site. Oil pastels kind of evolved more during the Impressionist era, so that painters were able to do like really quick sketches out in the field, take that back, and then paint those same ideas onto their easels using their oil paints. Using oil pastels would allow them to use like very similar colors or very similar textures that they got while they were doing their sketches. However, with oil pastels, once more, they don't really dry. So that does
Yeah.
change like what use they have. If you're doing it like on paper and then just like storing that paper away or like rolling it up, there's a good chance that you're gonna end up smudging your work or like otherwise getting something else dirty. You can fix it using the same like varnishes and stuff like that. But because it never really sets, there's also a good chance that the varnish just will wipe away the painting itself. So it's good for like temporary things. You can make full pieces of work out of it, but you do have to put it at that point under like in a box under glass, so that nothing messes with it anymore. You can also use oil pastels like oil paint if you add like a little bit of linseed oil to it while it's on the canvas, and then take like a brush to it. You can start using it like regular paint.
Look
Yeah.
at me getting a paint education.
Wait, so soft pastels are not oil pastels?
Not necessarily. Some of them are, but some of them can also be made out of like a more water soluble material.
Interesting. I've only ever used soft pastels, and so
Yeah. Traditionally, the soft pastels are very similar to oil pastels. So if it doesn't actually say oil pastels, it might be a weird, like a kind of a blend.
I have to check if mine. I haven't touched mine in like a decade, so I'm
Same.
gonna have to see if they're still good. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
I mean,
double check.
if they are oil based, they probably haven't dried out, so that's always good.
Fingers crossed.
I bought like oil pastels for a program so long ago, and they're still in the closet, and they're still good.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah.
oil doesn't really dry out that easily as long as they're stored correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you like your oil sticks.
Damn right.
Yeah.
They're just bigger oil pastels.
Yeah. They're cool.
But yeah, again, this was perspective given to me after working in an art store and learning more about the different materials and kind of just being like, well, if you can't use this, use this. You can mimic how like what kind of brushstrokes come out, how you use it. All of it is just different ways to make art.
So
So
you personally prefer working with acrylics?
actually, I personally prefer working with watercolors, but
Oh,
I
I use
love
everything.
watercolors.
Like
Love
because of
watercolors.
like everything I've done with like I use if I do acrylics, I actually end up using a lot of paint markers instead of regular acrylic paints because it's a lot
Like
easier, similar
pasta.
to the oil bar pastels where you can just write with it essentially. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I do love
Well,
watercolors. They're fun.
yeah, they're a lot of fun. Easier to clean up too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't stink.
and they
No,
don't.
they don't. They don't stink.
They're not gonna give you, any crazy like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
at work, yeah, we use tempura because it's a lot
Yeah,
cheaper.
I have a
So,
case of tempura at work. Like tempura paint. Yeah.
yeah, because it's a lot cheaper to buy compared to
Oh yeah.
acrylic or
Like
oils.
tempera paint is usually what's given to students, like elementary school kids to play with. Because it's water based, you can wash it out of clothes.
Yeah, because
Yep.
I am not having a parent saying like, "Why did you stain up your clothes?" I'm like, it's washable. Don't worry.
Yep.
It is washable.
Nice. All right. It looks like we reached the end of the episode. Unless anyone has any plugs or highlights to add, we can
Super
just
quick
go.
plug.
Yes, yes.
Over the weekend, we should do this as a group and like circle back because we haven't seen each other in person in a while actually. But I went to the Studio Museum of Harlem because it just reopened, and since we just finished talking about art, I feel like it's a good plug. They don't necessarily need our advertisement, but it is a really nice space on 125th and Adam Clayton Powell, across from the Justice Center in Harlem. So I highly recommend going. Like the art is very beautiful and very impactful, because its main focus is artists of color, particularly of the Afro diaspora. I posted some on my personal Instagram, but I can definitely share some photos to share on our blog. But definitely, if you can, go. And I would recommend going early because I went in the afternoon and it was so crowded. But yes, highly
Especially
recommend
around
that.
this time, like at the
Yeah,
holiday season, all the museums are pretty much packed. But we should
Mhm.
do that, a museum trip,
yeah.
guys.
Go to
Let's
the
go.
holiday
Field
market.
trip to any
Field trip.
museum. It doesn't have to be like the, but
Yes.
yeah, we should all just take
Let's
a museum, like the
A
gang,
museum tour.
a museum hang, and then like do our podcast and talk about it.
I
But yeah,
want
totally.
to
I
that's
do
it.
love that.
chocolate
That's fabulous.
under the Christmas light.
All
Yeah,
right.
Tessa's here. Tessa just wants to go to the holiday markets.
I
I
feel
just
you.
want a
I
date.
feel you. It's that time of year.
Me looking at my fiance, take me on a date.
Damn.
So we'll
Take
have
me
an
on a
update
date.
in the next episode about the
Whether or
museum
not we went
date
on a
and
date.
what you do, where'd you go, what you eat, that kind of
Oh
situation.
God.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So thank you all for listening to Fake Book Club. You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, and Pandora. You can also visit our website at fakebookclubpodcast.wordpress.com. We'll be back in the new year with more thoughts and opinions, maybe even the books we're reading, who knows?
We
And
read here?
yeah, I know that's strange. So tune in to find out. So we'll see you all in 2026. Bye.
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 Bye.